Guys, how you all doing? Hope all of you doing well and all of you are safe with your families. Well, this of course is a new section. It's a new section that I'm starting, and this is basically the weekly wrap up of the last week's major news announcements in the Indian market or the international market, anything which has to do with India. Now, the first big news or the biggest news of the last week, in fact, the week previous to that also, has been the arrival of the Tata Safari. Yes, Tata has finally started production of this car at its Pune facility. Now, we all know that the Safari brand is essentially the Harrier with 6 seats and slight modifications to the styling. But the big deal is that the production has started, and I think that it looks very cool in that shade of blue which Tata Motors has shared with us. Now, we will be driving this car very soon, so if you want to know about the details, the review section and everything, do subscribe to this channel. And of course, the dealership will also start getting this car by the end of January or the first week of Feb. And of course, the launch is also about to happen. Now, what we do know about the car is that the pricing could start from about 14 lakh rupees, 14.5 lakh rupees ex showroom, or might be around 15 lakh rupees. So that's going to be the starting point. In terms of the interiors, it's identical to the Harrier. Only difference is the shade for the dashboard, for the upholstery, the seats, etc. And of course, it's going to be a 6-seater. You'll get a middle row with the captain seats, which makes it more luxurious than the Harrier, and some more features like an electric handbrake instead of the manual one which the Harrier gets. So these are the big changes. And as I just said, the car is just around the corner. Maybe a couple of weeks down the line, you'll be driving it yourself at a Tata Motors dealership. Should Tata have used the name Safari or should they have carried on with the Gravitas? That's a matter of debate with a lot of you because this car does not get 4x4. So a lot of you have been saying that without 4x4, why should they name it Safari? Because the original Safari was a 4x4. But Tata Motors do have plans, maybe later, maybe after a year or two, to launch a 4x4 version, depending on what kind of customer feedback and demand they get. Anyways, that's enough about the Safari. The other news also which came out this week was again from Tata Motors, and of course they announced the arrival of the iTurbo version of the Altroz. In fact, I am sitting in that very car right now. The video review, the full test drive review will go up on my channel on the 20th. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to watch that as well. Now, the iTurbo essentially is the same Altroz with a few more features and with a new engine. The engine has been borrowed from the Nexon. It's the same 1.2 turbocharged petrol, but it makes less power and it makes 108 bhp compared to the 120 bhp of the Nexon. The I letter in the turbo word is for intelligent because Tata Motors says they've retuned the mapping, they've retuned some internal bits of the engine to suit the lighter and slightly smaller Altroz because the Nexon is a bigger car and more heavier car, so they had to retune the engine a little bit to reduce the overall power output. It's good in terms of fuel efficiency, but yes, they had to reduce the power output. So that's the I, which means intelligent iTurbo. Now, I can't reveal anything about this car right now because, as I just said, embargoes are up till the 20th. But the production of this car has started. The car will be out at dealerships by the end of this month, by the end of January, and it should be available for test drives already at a dealership near you, or maybe in a couple of weeks it should be out there. So do check it out at a dealership near you. That's the other big news that came out this week. The third big news was from Kia Motors. Yes, Kia announced that they will be launching a new logo. Now you'll say, what is the big deal about a logo? Well, the new logo is more dynamic, it's more cool, and it definitely sharpens up the overall car because the Kia badge will be changed not only in India but also around the world. And the Indian cars, the Seltos and the Sonet, will get the new badge around the middle of 2021. Now, Kia will also drop the word Kia Motors from its name. It will only be called Kia from now on. And that is a step in the right direction for a lot of people because now Kia will also focus on features, connected apps, technology inside their cars. So really, it won't be just about an engine, a gearbox and driving. It will also be about the connected car apps, the technology and how they can make life better overall for the end user or the buyer who is buying the car with the technology and the features and the overall connected apps that they have to offer. So yes, Kia will now be known as Kia and not Kia Motors. That's something which they announced this week or last week rather. What they also announced, of course, is the fact that these cars now will get the new badge in India by the middle of 2021. Well, the other big news that came out last week was the fact that Maruti has announced that their website, or the Arena website rather, is now fully functional in terms of the finance facilities that they offer. So if you are someone who's looking to buy his car on finance, you want to buy a Swift, you want to buy maybe a Vitara Brezza or maybe even a Wagon R, you want to finance it, you don't really have to go to a dealership, you don't have to talk to 5 different people, find out the best finance facilities for yourself. All you need to do is go to the Maruti Suzuki Arena website. Fill in some details about yourself, your salary, and stuff like that. What kind of budget you're looking at, and they'll offer you different finance schemes and the best finance scheme which suits you. So really, it's a one-stop shop for anyone who wants to buy a Maruti Arena car, and it's a one-stop shop for anyone who wants to finance his car. Do check it out. Do go to their website because I have tried it and it seems to be quite good. And of course, it also takes the hassle out from going to a dealership and talking to different people if you don't want to go there in these pandemic times. So that's something which Maruti is now doing. And of course, Maruti Suzuki offers you this for the Arena dealership network. So if you want to buy a Swift, or maybe you want to buy the Vitara Brezza, or maybe even the Wagoner, you should check it out on the dealership and the website as well. And the last bit of news that came out last week was, of course, the fact that luxury car maker Aston Martin has launched their DBX. Yes, the DBX is their SUV. It's their first ever SUV, not only in India but internationally also. And of course, Aston Martin is also a big brand in UK because they also have the James Bond franchise with them. James Bond only drives Aston Martin cars, and Aston Martin is also coming back to F1 racing as a full works team. As you might be aware, they were part of the Red Bull team. They were Aston Martin Red Bull, and now of course they're moving out and making their own team after having rebranded Racing Point. So the Aston Martin DBX has been launched in India. It's a big and luxurious looking SUV. Pricing wise, well, it's only for CEOs, it's only for billionaires, it's only for multimillionaires, because the pricing is rupees 3 crores plus. Yes, it's only the ex-showroom price I'm talking about. So once you put in all the features and spec it out to your own version and tax and everything, it might just be very close to 3.5 crores or 4 crores. So that's something which is only meant for CEOs. But of course, it has arrived in India. It's a car which you should check out on the website, and it's a car which looks very cool. So guys, this was the big news that happened last week in the Indian market. What do you think? Do you like this section? Should I continue with it? Not continue with it? Do let me know in the comments section below. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so, because it's your subscriptions and your comments and your likes and even dislikes which keep us motivated. It's bye for now.